Welcome to the first character design analysis video with Miles Seawind, and it's also Mega 10 Monday. So, how are y'all doing? On Mega 10 Mondays, we discuss different things about the Megami Tensei series, and today I am highlighting one of my favorite things about Megami Tensei, and that is the art and character design. Now, I am a huge fan of Shin Megami Tensei and just the Megami Tensei series in general. So, we are going to deep dive into one of my favorite character designs ever created, Raidou Kuzunoha the XIV from the Devil Summoner series. So, I love Raidou so goddamn much as a character design. Let's get into this. So, Raidou is created by Kazuma Kaneko, the series artist for Megami Tensei, and he was created as sort of a historical analog to the future games in the Devil Summoner series, which are cyberpunk games. And they wanted to go back in time and make a detective story back in the 1910s, around that era in Japan, which is a very interesting era in Japanese history. So they came up with this design for Raidou Kuzunoha, and let's jump into it. So he's a teenager. He just is getting out of high school. He's around 18 in Raidou Kuzunoha versus the Soulless Army. He's in a long line of devil summoners who have devil summoning duties to keep the spirit world and the real world, like the world of Kami and the real world, separate and non-interfering with each other. And he works part-time as a detective in a detective agency for the supernatural. And right off the bat, he does look very, very dapper, very, very proper for a high school student. And from what I understand, the design is taken from different characters and manga that portray characters from that time period, and the different uniforms that they used to wear in schools, as well as in with delivery and the police. There's a lot of that going on in Raidou's design. So let's take this right here. So if we look, if we look over here, we can see that Raidou is mostly in black. Black is a very strong color in this character design. He gives off this very mystique look, like very how should I say, like mysterious going on with the black. It also fits the very official looking role he has as a detective. And black and white work well together, especially when one is stronger in the design than the other. You see, black is the primary color in this, whereas white is an accent. And also, as another accent, we got purple going on. Now, the purple is very subtle, and it blends in with the black, but it also, because it's so subtle, it gives the black more depth. So it makes the black pop out more, and it makes everything a little more noticeable. It's on the underside of his cape, and it helps the design so much. So within his uniform, he has one thing that you notice is that the cape, when he has the cape down, so let's look at him with the cape down, as you can see right here over on this side. With the cape down, his uniform looks very congruent on both sides. It's the same. It's kind of mirrored right there. But with the cape open, you can see that there's a lot more going on his right side with his gun and his tubes where he stores his demons that he summons right over here. Now, that's one thing I really like about character designs that is very hard to do, is having an unbalanced character design where it's not mirrored on one side. Because if it's mirrored, it can look okay. But if it has an unbalance right here, like on this right side, it can make the design more distinct and unique. You got to be careful with it, though, because it can make your character look messily designed and poorly thought out if you go overboard with it. But here it works very well because it's not too much. You just got the gun and the demon tubes and the straps that hold them in, which are white, which isn't the accent to the black. You can see these little cufflinks on the bottom of his pants, accents the black. The accents of white really divide the character into sections. So you got a section here, a section here, and a section here. It just makes it easier to view things. Oh my god, I love Raidou as a character. Now, the thing about the colors is that there's also another color in his design which is not necessarily obvious at first glance, because it shows up more in-game than in the illustrations. I have an illustration of it right here from a manga spin-off, but it's in the games. The demon tubes glow green when they open, when he summons his demons. Now, one thing about that is that green and purple, which is the accent color of his cape, go very, very well together. Green and purple are part of a triadic color scheme between purple, green, and orange. And orange is not in Raidou's design, but purple and green can work well just together. They contrast quite a bit, but not enough to be contrasting colors. And that makes them very, very, how should I say? Oh god, let me grab the mouse. Doing this in OBS is not the best plan, but we'll work with what we have right now. Yeah, green and purple are very well balanced together as colors, and they make each other stand out just enough so that they're distinct, but also not too much so that they hurt your eyes like a true complementary color scheme could do if it's overdone. And I hope you appreciate the music in the background. If you don't know, it's from the game Raidou Kuzunoha, the first Raidou Kuzunoha game, which has a ridiculously long title. Especially in America, it's even longer in America. The title for this game is Raidou Kuzunoha. It's Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, Raidou Kuzunoha the XIV versus the Soulless Army. It's like, what? That's just ridiculous. But anyway, so we're gonna go over some other things about Raidou's design. One thing I really like about Kazuma Kaneko's artwork is his shading. It's very soft and very subtle. It kind of makes his characters look like creepy dolls, but I really like that. It really fits the horror aspects of the series. I mean, in some paintings, you can see it work better than others, like this one over here. This is the box art for the Soulless Army game. You can see the green right there in his little demon tube. Raidou just works really well. He's very iconic. I know that people know Raidou's character designs more than the game itself. He's very iconic. People recognize him. I believe he has a Figma figure out there. It looks really nice. One of my art friends, Omnipotent, he knows Raidou and he loves Raidou's character design, but he doesn't really know anything about the game, which I find kind of funny. But yeah. So, again, this being an early review in this series, I may come back to Raidou again if I feel like I have more to say about Raidou. What's in this group? Yeah, so this is his Soul Hackers design. You can see more clearly the purple. This is Soul Hackers is a future spin-off of the Devil Summoner series. The purple is more prominent here. It looks nice. I do like Konako's shading in the original version of Raidou's design more. You can see Raidou's sword right here. Raidou does carry a sword and a gun when he goes and fights demons, which is cool. But, yeah, as you can see, the shading is a lot more flat shaded, like a lot more into cell shading like anime, which Soul Hackers does look very, very anime. Very 90s anime, in fact. And this is, of course, the remake of Soul Hackers on the 3DS. He wasn't in the original 90s version because he wasn't created yet. But Atlas really loves reusing Raidou's design. They know that it's really strong and really striking. And the one thing I'll give Raidou's design that some character designs that in the Megami Tensei series, especially the ones designed by Soejima, the Persona artist, and Yasuda, the Devil Survivor artist, is that Konako's designs, and especially Raidou, convey a lot without being too complicated. Like, he has very simple things going on. Like, he's got the cape, the suit, the pants, and then just his weapon strapped on with the belt and the hat. And that's all that's really going on. And it's just very utilitarian and realistic. And that's one thing I really appreciate about Kazuma Konako's designs, is that they do not look like anything is extraneous or doesn't need to be used unless it's supposed to be some weird supernatural thing going on. I do like this anime-looking Raidou, but he's a little less so than Konako's original art. I think the color pops a little more than I like. The purple definitely does look good. It does look very good. But the subtlety, if we look at the original design, the subtlety of this Raidou right over here definitely feels more the work of a confident artist. And this is Raidou, or Raiho. There's a plushie of this character. I have it. He's the Jack Frost from Megami Tensei. If you've ever played any other Megami Tensei games, Jack Frost is the mascot character. He is a demon that shows up in every game and in Persona as well. He's sort of Atlas's mascot. And they made a Raidou version of him because they knew that this character design was so goddamn good that they wanted to keep it around. So, yeah. I'm not... If you could give me any critiques on if I didn't say anything... actually, I know one thing I haven't mentioned yet. Raidou's silhouette is very striking and very recognizable. When he's uncaped, when his cape is flowing out right there, he has a very striking pose. It's a very unique cape that splits on both sides. I know there are other capes like it in real life for sure, but like it's not something you usually see. And like even with his cape right here, like closed, is definitely recognizable, and it forms a shape around his arms. He's a very slim figure, and you can tell, just if you put it in shadow, you can tell just by the shape what character it is. The sword also helps. The sword sticking out also helps. So yeah, I've really, really loved this character design, and as for what I would give it as a score, I don't believe that scores really encapsulate the fullness of what an artist is trying to do, right? Like, I believe that scores are kind of arbitrary and a little meaningless, but at the same time, it just is useful to some people. But if we really look down and go into it, a design, and figure out what the artist was trying to convey, I think it really helps. And it really is more meaningful than just giving it a score. So I guess I'll give it like a yes out of 10. Raidou is a yes out of 10. He deserves it. It's a good rating. Probably my highest rating is a yes out of 10, I would say. Raidou is just the best. I love him. I really like this design, and I'm going to go over some other designs later that may look kind of shitty. But as for Mega 10 Monday this week and my character design analysis video, this being the first, there's always room to improve, and there's always more things I could say. I may come back to Raidou some other time, and we'll see what I have to say about him. But I definitely am excited to continue this series and to talk about character designs. If you have anything you want to say about character design, comment below. You could subscribe to me on YouTube if you're not watching this on YouTube. It's Miles Seawind is my channel, which is me, this little raccoon boy right here. He's doing a think. Yeah. I have a Facebook page. You can find me on other places on the internet. Right now, I'm not too worried about marketing myself. Maybe in the next video, I can drop some marketing bombs, but that's not the goal here. The goal here is for me to make content and for me to be creative and have a creative outlet and talk about character designs, because I have a lot of things to say. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.